Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah, actually, I do because when I started in radio, it was right about that time. So that
Okay,
was
so
that was
that was one
topic
of
of
the big
discussion, at least here,
yeah.
when that happened. Good morning, everybody. It is 7:43 right now. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou, along with our good friend Michelle Brown, going to be hanging out with us for a couple of days. And of course, Michelle, this is the time of year when you start thinking about all the different holiday performances that are out.
Oh, this is a great, that's kind of a tradition to go out and see all of the different. Christmas Carol is definitely one of those that we all like to do to ring in the holidays for sure.
And speaking of a Christmas Carol, Sean Wilson joining us in studio right now, and this is a big to-do, isn't it?
It is a big to-do. It's our traditional holiday show. In past years, we've done it every other year. This is the first time that we've done it back-to-back years, and man, it's just really exciting this year. We've got a lot of great things happening around the show, and a great new cast, along with some old members of the cast that keep coming back. So yeah, it's an amazing show.
And you brought Scrooge with you.
I brought Scrooge. I always bring Scrooge. What would Christmas Carol
is that
be like
a stretch
without him?
for you to play that character?
Not much.
Richard Maynard joining us in studio with us right now. So when the role of Scrooge came up, did they have you written all over it, or did they have to talk you into doing it?
No, well, actually, I brought the. I had done Cratchit years ago.
Oh, okay.
And with this adaptation, and we were looking for adaptations, our first production in 2009, I guess it was. And I said, well, this kind of would fit our budget. It's very simple. It kind of takes out all the bells and whistles. This would be good for us. So I kind of had my name on it. So and 6 Scrooges later, I'm still doing it.
Right,
so.
you've done the show six times now?
Yeah, it's my 6th Scrooge, my 10th Christmas Carol.
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Yeah.
Going back a long time, yep.
How long you been acting then?
Oh, gosh. I'd say professionally, I got my first professional job here in Des Moines at Charlie's Show Place, which you guys probably don't remember. It was over by Mercy Hospital. It was a dinner theater. So it was the first time I got paid $100 a week. I thought I was a rich man. Back in 1973. Yeah.
Paid to do what you love. Nothing better than that.
Yeah.
So what's so special about being Scrooge?
Well, I think it's sort of by being Scrooge is what's special about the story. I mean, it's really a story of redemption, of turning your life around. I think that's probably, there's a lot of talk about, there's a film out right now, The Man Who Invented Christmas, about Dickens inventing Christmas. I'm not quite sure how accurate that is, but I think what he brought to it was this idea of redemption, of renewal, of it being something more, even something more than just celebrating the birth of Christ. So that's what I find worthwhile to do this. It's been around for 170 years or something like that. And as I always like to say, classics don't become classics just by themselves, or because there's something about them that still resonates with people even a century later.
Talk about the different experience people get from watching it, a live performance of it versus watching the movie or
for one thing, especially at the Come and Go Theater, if you've never been to the Come and Go Theater, it's a little black box theater.
It's a neat place.
It's a great place. And I mean, the wonderful thing about that is because it is so small, and any seat in there is a good seat. So in comparison to something like, let's say, the Civic Center, there's a lot of seats and if you get way up in the rafters, sometimes it can be a little, you're watching with binoculars. In our place, there is no bad seat. In fact, the actors are probably sweating on you just a little bit.
You can see
me probably.
You can see facial expressions, which is I think is key, especially in a performance like this.
In a show like this, yeah. And this show is really technical. You can see some of the pictures that we have there. It's happening right in front of you, especially, and if your kids have never experienced theater, this is a great show to bring them to. Right. We've got ghosts, it's Christmassy, it's just a whole lot of fun.
And it's funny too.
It's funny too, yeah, it's very funny.
So Iowa Stage Theater Company putting this on, and who are some of the other primary characters, some of the primary players in this performance?
Sure, so, in years past, this is a show that we did with Repertory Theater of Iowa, and then when we became Iowa Stage, we've carried on that tradition. So there will be a lot of people that have been in Christmas Carol before. People like Richard, who won a Chloris Award last year for his role as Scrooge.
Congratulations.
And Sean won an Chloris Award too.
That is all. Yes,
for
that's
his
true.
role as Christmas Present.
He's much better. So, but
So you're still playing Christmas Present?
I am playing Christmas Presents.
Okay.
Richard will be Scrooge. We've got Tom Gill coming back as Fred, the nephew.
John Robinson is
Robinson
Cratchit. Donna Scarf, who's been from the beginning, she's playing
Christmas
Christmas
Past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have some new people.
And some great new people, some local artists around. Mike Bonnie is playing Marley, and help me, Becky Schultek. Yeah, so is playing Mrs. Cratchit,
right?
And Kim Hames is playing Belle. She's very, very good.
Now, people have seen this story so many times. Obviously, it's been around for a long time. What would you tell them if they have never seen it performed in a space like this?
I would say this is the reason I like this version of the show, for one thing, especially when you're going to see theater, sometimes it can get really overly long, right? This show is super compact. So it takes Christmas Carol and puts it in about an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's super fast. The other great thing about it, and especially for an actor, it's really fun, is that while I am playing Christmas Present, I'm also playing a whole bunch of different roles. So like I play Old Joe, who is like this old, he's the one that buys Scrooge's stuff after he dies,
right.
you know, like
he's a fence.
He's a fence, and he's a lot of fun to play. and then we have narrators all throughout, so everybody except for Scrooge really plays multiple roles. We got John Robinson who's playing Cratchit. He also plays Fezziwig. Which is another great thing that's happening around this production. We'll have our own actual Christmas Carol beer that has been created by Court Avenue Brew Company.
Really?
Called Fezziwig's Fruitcake Ale. And there it is right there.
That is a great logo, too.
You can get it at Court Avenue Brewing Company starting on Wednesday, but we're going to have it available during the show, and for every pint that they sell, they're going to donate it back. They're going to donate that to Iowa State's Theater Company.
Oh, that is awesome, too.
They're awesome. It's a cool idea. It's been a lot of fun working with Court Avenue Brew.
Now, obviously, you're going to have some beer out there, but what ages is this performance for?
All ages. This is all ages.
Well, I would say, 5 and above,
Well,
probably.
sure,
You don't want to get too. Just to piggyback on something that Sean said, too, about this adaptation by Larry Carpenter. I think what's good about it is that it really takes away the bells and the whistles. I don't feel that you lose any of the story.
No.
At all. And I've read that story many times, that novella. Yeah. So you still get the whole story in an hour and 45 minutes.
That works. All right. Give us the particulars. Where and when?
Okay. So we are opening up on Thursday this week at the Come and Go Theater. You can buy your tickets online at iowastage.org. We're going to run Thursday through the 23rd, so clear up to almost Christmas Eve.
Wow. Yeah.
And we're packing about 13 shows in there. Couple of things to note. On Saturday, we have Saturday matinees. You can roll the dice. So if you come in and buy your tickets at the door, we're going to give you a certain amount of dice. You roll them, and you pay whatever it rolls. So if you're an adult and you're coming to see the show, you're going to roll 6 die. You could essentially see the show for $6. All right. So that's a kind of a way that we're trying to make it a little bit fun to come back to theater, and also you get a little bit of a discount. And then we do rush tickets on any of the weekdays. So it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If there's a show that night, you can buy $20 rush tickets at the door if they're available. But we're already seeing sellouts, or close to them. So get your tickets right now.
And it's 7:30 showtime. Then matinees on the 16th, 17th, and 23rd. That's a 2 o'clock.
That's a 2 o'clock show. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you, sir.
Hey, thank
I'm
you.
going to get down there. I'm going to bring the girls in.
Good to see you.
And Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
I see Scrooge right there. I feel like he's here with us today.
We'll be right back. This is CW Iowa Live.